Guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It is Tuesday. It is 9 o'clock, which means it's time for a Magic News episode. This has rapidly become one of the most popular videos on the channel. What is Magic News? Well, basically, I'm going to recap what has been going on in the world of Magic, have a look at some of the newest items that have hit the Magic community, talk about the latest controversies, talk about stuff that's happening in this wonderful community. And without further ado, we're going to get straight into it because there is a lot to talk about this week. So we're going to start right now with this week's Magic News. So first item of Magic News, and this is a biggie, this is a real biggie. Chris Ramsey. Now, if you don't know who Chris Ramsey is, Chris Ramsey has been very, very notorious for years as being one of the biggest YouTubers in Magic. Since time began, Chris has been around for a very long time. He kind of transitioned into puzzles on his channel as well as Magic. He sometimes takes a break for a little while. He always comes back. He's done an awful lot in the Magic community. He has worked with Illusionist in the past. For a while, he was the face of Illusionist. He's had his own TV show a couple of years ago. Chris Ramsey is very, very well known. I would be surprised if anybody here hadn't heard of Chris Ramsey. Well, he hadn't posted on his channel for a while, and then a video just popped up over the weekend, just gone, and it's Chris Ramsey, a very, very simple, basic 10-minute video, just a camera, no frills. You know, a lot of his videos are very produced, very nicely produced. This was no frills, straight to camera. Chris spending 10 minutes telling you about something that he feels is the most exciting thing that he's ever helped get off the ground, and it's a game changer for the Magic community. And honestly, I think he's probably right. So what is it that's such a big deal? What did he announce? Well, he said he's been working tirelessly behind the scenes in conjunction with FISM to create online FISM championships. Now, if you don't know what FISM is, if you're new to Magic, FISM is the World Championships of Magic. And I think it's 3 years, or every 2 or 3 years, 3 years, I think, people come to FISM. They're sponsored by their country to compete in basically the World Championships of Magic. And they compete in many, many, many different subjects, many different kind of arenas. There's illusion, there's close-up, there's parlor, there's card Magic. There's so many different kind of areas, and the FISM itself, it takes place over like 6 or 7 days, and that's because there's so many competitions taking place, there's so many awards taking place, and a lot of people that go to FISM, they're not there for the dealers, they're not there for the lectures, they're there to basically just take in as many competition acts as possible. And I mean, Chris started the video by talking about how he's really trying to make FISM as relevant to the younger generation of magicians as it is to the older generation, because a lot of the time with FISM it's kind of more relevant to the older generation, he says. And he has been working with FISM and has created a bunch of awards that are recognized by FISM, but to do with online performing, which is incredible when you think about it. It's nice that, first of all, well done, Chris. Seriously, well done, Chris. But it's nice to see that an organization like FISM is kind of acknowledging that online performing is as big a thing in 2025 as performing in real life. And that is how the world has gone, in all honesty. You know, more people are performing now online than ever before. You have a lot of people that make their living performing online, whether that be virtual shows or that be social media. You know, look at somebody like Dan Rhodes, for example. Dan Rhodes literally came out of nowhere as a young teenager, and rightfully or wrongly, you know, some might say that he's exposed a lot of magic on the way, but you can't deny the fact that off the back of being basically a YouTuber and somebody who's posted on TikTok and Instagram and all these different places, he's now one of the most famous magicians in the world. He's written his own book, and he goes from strength to strength. It's incredible. It really is. So online performing is a big thing. And so what Chris has actually announced, and I encourage you to go onto Chris Ramsey's channel and go and watch the video. But basically, he announced that there's going to be several different categories. And these categories are Best Online Magic Magazine, Best Magic Newsletter, Best Magician Communication Platform, Best Magic Podcaster or Vlogger, Online Magician of the Year, and Breakout Online Magician of the Year. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 6 different awards that they're going to be giving out, and they will be recognized as FISM. So in other words, you could be a FISM champion. The judges are a who's who of the social media online world. You've got Chris Ramsey, obviously. You've got Xavier Mortimer. You've got E. Katrina. You've got Tom Elderfield, Patrick Kunn, and finally, Jackie Yu. I mean, there are some big names when it comes to social media magic. Oh, and one more. I've got here Dynamo. Still using his name Dynamo, even though he's now Stephen Frayne, which is kind of interesting. And according to Chris, if you want to go and enter any of these categories, you just go to FISMItaly2025.com. That's FISM, F-I-S-M, Italy 2025.com. And you have to upload a 1.5 minute video as kind of your audition, I imagine, or as part of your competition entry. And as Chris put it, you are one video, one upload away from being recognized as a FISM champion. I mean, this is absolutely bonkers. It's great, but it's bonkers. I never thought I'd see the day that this would actually happen, but it has. So you can be a FISM champion. Now, if you go and look at Chris's video, he gives advice and guidance on how to actually structure these videos to make sure that it's going to grab the judge's attention. And this is coming from somebody who is an actual judge as part of this, so it's well worth watching. But if you perform online in any capacity, then this might be something that you're interested in. Now, there has been, obviously, backlash across the magic community, because nothing can happen without controversy. And some magicians are saying that having online awards and world championships of online magic is going to devalue the awards. Other people are saying it's great that they've embraced kind of the way that the world's going right now. I would love to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments down below. Do you think that this is a good thing or not? I applaud Chris. I think it's a fantastic achievement. And I can't wait to see where it goes to. But there you go. So officially, FISM 2025 are going to be recognizing as part of the championships online creators and performers. Okay, so as well as the huge news from Chris and Ramsey, the other thing that we need to talk about is Inject. Yes, it seems like every week I talk about Inject. Last week I talked about how Inject was down. It is still down. It's still down, but Greg has actually issued a statement saying that he is 100% confident that the reason it's down is because of competitors who are trying to sabotage Inject themselves. And reading his kind of announcement, you could tell he was very annoyed about this. He posted that there were some emails that went into junk that he missed from Google, and now he's 100% convinced that it's something to do with a competitor as to why this keeps happening. He did say that Google have an issue with kind of the fake Google page, and he's doing everything in his power to fix this. So yeah, I mean, he issues a warning to the competitors and saying, hey, I'm going to find out who you are. I'm going to have proof this is going to happen. So it's kind of getting serious now. I can imagine that Greg, I said this last week, I've been saying this every single week, Greg's going to be stressed about this. Obviously, of course you are. Imagine that you run a business and 90% of that business, the flagship, literally the flagship product is getting taken down through no fault of his own. It would be very, very stressful, especially as people are now starting to get annoyed about it. Before they were very positive and like, hey, don't worry about it, you'll get it up online, that's not a problem. But a lot of people are saying now, I can't trust Inject, I'm not going to be using it anymore, I'm going to be looking for other options. Why is it still for sale on the App Store? It shouldn't be for sale on the App Store. There's a whole bunch of stuff back and forth, but for now, all we actually know is that Inject is down. It is still down. It's been down for over a week. And it is apparently, according to Greg Rossami, something to do with a competitor that's put him into a situation where Inject keeps getting taken down. Is that the case or not? I don't know, but as I find out, I will tell you guys. Okay, so for everybody in the UK, I've got a huge announcement, a really exciting announcement, in that Stephen Frayne, Dynamo, we now know him as Stephen Frayne, is going to be appearing at the Underbelly Boulevard in Soho from between the 28th of March and the 11th of May. And he is going to be doing a show called Up Close and Magical 25. He promises, if you go and look at the website, which is magictheimpossible.com, he promises that every single night the show will be completely different. And it's running, as I say, from the 28th of March to the 11th of May. There are 47 shows, 33 dates. And he's saying that he's very excited about this. He's been wanting to do something like this for a very long time. Up Close and Magical makes you believe it's kind of close-up magic, and therefore will probably be quite intimate compared to what he did a few years ago when he was touring literal arenas. We will see, but you can't buy tickets right now, but you can register for interest. So if you go to magictheimpossible.com, you can fill in a form on there and you will be notified when tickets go on sale. But we do know it's at the Underbelly Boulevard in London, in Soho. We do know it's running from the 28th of March until the 11th of May. We know the name of the show, which is Up Close and Magical, and we know there's going to be 47 shows. Beyond that, we don't know anything about the content, or we don't know anything else. Hopefully, we'll find out more for now. But if you want to go and see Dynamo and you live in the UK and you think that would be a fun thing to do, sorry, not Dynamo, Stephen Frayne, then go to magictheimpossible.com and you can find out more there. Okay, talking about shows that you can go and get tickets to in the UK, West End Magic, which is Oliver Tabor and Wayne Trice, one of the longest running magic shows on the West End. They are on tour throughout the whole of 2025. They are announcing dates from February all the way through to the end of November, and they have dates running through. You can go and check out those dates at westendmagic.com. Obviously, they have their kind of spiritual home at West End Magic, but they're taking the whole show on tour. If you haven't seen this show, I have. It is phenomenal. They normally have a guest act, but as well as a guest act, they will typically have Wayne comparing and hosting. Wayne is a very funny comedy magician. He's one of the funniest comedy magicians you'll ever see. He's also very, very talented, very skillful, very nice guy. And you've got Oliver Tabor as well, and Oliver is, you know, the magician's magician. His sleight of hand, his look, his everything is just phenomenal. He is what a magician should be. So if you've never seen West End Magic and you didn't want to go to the West End in order to see West End Magic, they're on tour. They might be coming to a venue near you. Go to westendmagic.com and you can go and check out all of the tour details. Okay, so a couple of weeks ago, I announced that Murphy's were getting into the sponge ball market and they've started producing a ton of sponge balls. I'm going to be doing some reviews on some of their sponge ball stuff in a bit, maybe in the next week or two, maybe just after Blackpool. But obviously, there was a lot of controversy about Mr. Dong. We've already reported on that. However, it seems that Murphy's are trying to kind of really lean into this insofar as Murphy's in the past have been a wholesaler that also produces tricks as part of their studio department. So they wholesale pretty much everything in. A lot of stuff gets wholesaled through Murphy's, but they have a studio department where they actually create magic as well, right? And some of the studio releases, Tobias Dostal brought out, obviously, Liquify and Repo, for example, through the studio department. They bring out a lot of stuff. But what seems to be happening right now is Murphy's are taking kind of, I don't want to say classics, taking props that every magician needs and creating their own versions of them, which you can get from all good magic dealers. They did that with sponge balls, which is great because obviously there's been a bit of a sponge ball drought since Goshman shut up shop. However, they've just brought out a huge range of UV gypsy thread. So if you do the gypsy thread routine, which is one of the most beautiful routines in magic, if you've never seen it, go do me a favor and go on YouTube and type in gypsy thread. And if you want to see something really magical, go type in gypsy thread Eugene Berger and you'll see the best performance of the trick ever. But if you do gypsy thread and you want to do it in a theater and therefore have it pop by using UV thread, Murphy's have you covered. They've got their own range of UV thread now with lots and lots and lots of different colors. And also off the back of that, they've also started releasing temple screens. Now, temple screens is a classic sort of mini illusionette used predominantly by stage magicians, kids magicians, family entertainers, where you can kind of, you've got this kind of three-way thing that opens up and you can show it both sides and then you can produce a metric ton of stuff from inside it. It's great. It's a classic prop. A lot of kids entertainers use it as a running gag. They've brought out their own temple screens as well. So Murphy seem to be doing this an awful lot. They're taking classic props and bringing their own versions of it out. And you know what? I'm all for that. You know, I'm absolutely all for that. I do want you guys to do me a favor. And go and have a look at the temple screen trailer and go and check out Javier. Javier Fuenmayer is one of my favorite people ever. His trailers are exceptional. It's safe to say from looking at this trailer that Javier is not a kid's entertainer by any stretch of the imagination. I can tell that he's never done a kid's show in his life. He was doing this whole birthday party presentation. I think he said tons of fun, about 4,396 times. If Murphys were watching this, it would have been nicer to have like a little trailer, maybe taken at an actual birthday party if you're marketing this to kids magicians, for example. But you know what? It is what it is. Temple screen, you can get it right now from your favorite magic dealer. And Gypsy Thread UV, you can get that as well. It'd be interesting to see what Murphys bring out next and see what else. They obviously have a plan. They're obviously bringing classic magic back out and making it available again to the magic community. Let's see what else they've got. Obviously, it's Blackpool coming up soon, and with Blackpool coming up soon, people are buzzing about what the new releases are being released at Blackpool. Well, I've been keeping my ear to the ground, and for those of you that haven't been keeping their ear to the ground, I can tell you that David Penn is bringing out something with TCC. For the last couple of years, David Penn's releases have all been through TCC, and I know he flew over there earlier this year to film some more tutorials, so it looks like the two of them are working together again, which is very, very exciting. I don't know anything about what David and TCC are bringing out, but I imagine, knowing David, it's going to be really good quality. TCC are great. David Penn is good. You combine the two of them, magic happens. Mark Bennett is bringing out Air Flight, which is and I've seen this is excellent. It's like a ring to impossible location, like a ring flight, but with an air tag. And it's a really smart idea, It's very well made. He was showing me the prototypes over a year ago when he started working on this. I think this is something that a lot of close-up magicians, especially the workers, are going to gravitate to. Everybody carries air tags around with them right now, and to be able to actually have an in order to have a ring flight built into it, really smart idea. He's also bringing out a trick called Your Round, which is he's doing in conjunction with me, so I do know something about this. This is a collection of beer mats. I'll kind of get more into this before Blackpool, but it's a collection of beer mats that you can examine, and they've all got different logos on them of different beers and wines and spirits and lagers and so on and so forth. You have somebody think of any drink, no force, they can think of any drink that they want to, and you can show that you've predicted that drink way ahead of time. I was doing the live performances at Smoke and Mirrors, and the live performance reactions are great because it's a really topical, interesting trick, and yeah, it's a fun routine to perform as well. So that's Your Round. That's coming out through Mark Bennett. And then you've got Luca Volpe, who's bringing out the TBC-X, which is the next iteration of the TBC box. I think the second one came out recently, or a couple of years ago. Very, very, very cool mentalism prop. I reviewed the second box back when it first came out, so you can go and have a look at that if you want to. But the TBC-X promises to be bigger and better than ever before. John Morton's bringing out a new version of Imposter using Sharpie markers. Imposter was one of the biggest tricks at the Blackpool Magic Convention 2024. It's basically a way of doing Max Maven's Kurosaki, but with a completely different method. Well, John has taken that method and built it into Sharpie markers, which is genius. Really great idea. He's also got Fish or 50 coming out, which is a bank night style routine. involving giving fish away. I will tell you more about that soon. Matt has been working this in for John for quite a while now. So Matt has been performing this for, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 months, and Matt absolutely swears by it. So we'll find out more about that coming up soon as well. Magic Box are bringing out Money Spinner, Card Morph, and Hopping Coins. Hopping Coins is their version of Hopping Halves, and they're actually teaming up with Chris Congreve to bring that out. Money Spinner is something that they had out years ago, and now they're bringing it back out again. It's amazing. You borrow 2 coins, you put one on top of the other, they balance, and then the top coin spins round. It looks incredible. And Card Morph, as far as I can see, is their kind of handling of the card that slowly changes and the pips move around and everything. Looks really good. I haven't seen them yet, but I'm excited to see them. Matt Wright is bringing out the Prestige and the Stick Up. The Prestige, both of which he's doing with me. The Stick Up is like a really big project with multiple routines taught by me and Matt, all based around the utility gimmick that if you are a card magician, you are going to want to get. And the Prestige is a classic trick that has been brought up to date and made into the perfect everyday carry. So that's kind of exciting. Also, Matt Wright is also teaming up with Mark Bennett again to bring out the Noble One. So if you don't know, Matt Wright and Mark Bennett have teamed up in the past. They brought out the Queen's Nose, which was very, very popular, and then the King's Secret, which was very, very popular. And off the back of that, they did the Billy the Kid version, which was great as well. The Noble One is probably the best version that I've ever seen. It is amazing. I got a chance to see that live. Mark Bennett performed it on me and blew me away. The gimmick is brilliant. The idea is fantastic. And then finally, Murphy's have announced that the Atomic Deck is coming out on the 18th of February. So the official launch day is the first day of the Blackpool Magic Convention. And because it's Murphy's, they don't have their own stand, but I do believe that certain dealers at Blackpool will have the Atomic Deck. The Atomic Deck is obviously by me, and it is the ultimate card at any number, that's been raved about by people like Mark Paul and Tom Wright and Pete Turner, and pretty much everyone that's in the Magic community raves about it. You'll find out why when it gets released. I'll probably do a little bit more in terms of videos leading up to it. But yeah, Atomic Deck officially launched on the 18th of February. You will be able to get it at Blackpool. That is all of the tricks that I know about that are coming out at Blackpool. But next Tuesday, I'll try and bring you some more. Okay, a couple more news items very quickly before we finish. Penguin Magic have announced in several different places that they are going to be at the Blackpool Magic Convention, and they are going to be working, they are going to be bringing onto their stand the biggest project that they've ever been involved with myself, Craig Petty, and a lot of people are trying to guess what it is. Is it a coin set? Is it a card trick? I've bought a ton of stuff out with Penguin over the years. It started off with Chop and Keymaster, and the most latest thing I bought out is Cheetah Chips, which has literally set the world on fire. What could it be? Well, I will tell you right now, it is official. Penguin are probably going to kill me for doing this, but I don't care. Officially at the Blackpool Magic Convention 2025, Penguin Magic are launching my first big book of magic, my hardbound book, Big Book of Magic, which has been ghostwritten by Eric Tate. And me and Eric and Penguin Magic have been working for the last 2 years on bringing you the perfect magic book. Perfect in terms of this is what I wanted. This is what I would want out of a magic book. If you like my style of material, if you like my style of performing, if you like this channel and you like the content that's in this channel, you will love it. The book is basically Magic TV in book form. So there's live performances, multiple live performances. There are essays, there's marketing advice. Ryland is involved in the book, and there are a metric ton of tricks. You'll find out more about it at Blackpool. Any questions, let me know down below. But that's what Penguin's talking about. They are officially bringing out my book at the Blackpool Magic Convention 2025. I've got one more note here, something that kicked off over the weekend in the Magicians Only Facebook group, where somebody said, hey, why do we have kid magicians being forced down our throats on social media? I'm sick of seeing kid magicians perform. I kind of got dragged into the discussion, as I typically end up getting dragged into them with this sort of situation. Yeah, I mean, this sort of conversation is never going to go away. It's just not. For some reason, some people just don't like the fact that kids do magic and do it at a very high level. I'm telling you right now, if you don't think kids can do magic, if anybody's watching this and they think, oh, why is it that kids get a chance to do magic and get opportunities and so on and so forth, and you're going to the Blackpool Magic Convention, go on Saturday night to watch Killian O'Connor's World of Magic and go and check out what is going to be happening there. Go and check out Killian O'Connor, Harry Merlin Piper, and Ryland Petty. Go check out the three of them on stage together and tell me that the future of magic isn't bright, because those three are incredible. All three of them on the same show. Wow. The thread got shut down very quickly and got deleted for a variety of different reasons. But the bottom line is, it comes up every couple of weeks, doesn't it? Somebody moaning about kids in magic and so on and so forth. Well, I'm all for kids in magic, as you guys all know, with Ryland and Thea. But if you disagree, go check out the show at Blackpool. I think you're going to be surprised. So there you go, guys. That's the magic news again for this week. Thank you for joining me right here on Magic TV. I really appreciate you turning up and checking this out. We're on the run-up to Blackpool. All content is being suspended. There will not be a Craig and Ryland review show. There will not be a lot of the stuff that normally is taking place over this next week and a half, 2 weeks. It's not going to take place because I am going to be bringing you interviews with dealers, movers, shakers. I'm going to be putting up Vice videos up on Blackpool. It's going to be a super fun time. So all of those videos are going to be starting tomorrow, Wednesday. In fact, the first video that goes up at 9 o'clock on Wednesday will be an interview with Mark Mason, where he's going to talk about very, very openly and frankly his 2025 Blackpool releases. And he's going to break them all down and tell us exactly what they are. So I hope you're excited for Blackpool. I know I am. I will see you again soon tomorrow with an interview with Mark Mason. Until then, don't forget to join the Netrix. It's my online streaming platform for magicians. I'll see you again soon. My name's Craig from Magic TV.